Well, first of all, just appreciate the 7,100 people that were here today. Just the atmosphere that they provide is just so special, and just want them to know how much we appreciate them being here. I want to congratulate West Virginia. I thought they were the tougher team today. They kicked us by 12 on the boards, so that's 32 now. We've been beat on the boards the last two games. Offensive boards, they got 17, and they had to, I believe they had 26 points off our turnovers. So, 15 out of 30 at the free throw line for us. Again, these are all things that I just mentioned are all toughness things. We continue to have a problem getting back in transition with with our guards being back. We gave up 15 fast break points today as well. So, but just thought they were tough, man. That is a hard-nosed veteran team. We just kind of got taken to the woodshed, really, and it's a great lesson to learn. When you're a coach, you've been doing it this long. I mean, you can see these things coming. Again, we're still learning. We still got so many new and inexperienced players, and that's not an excuse. There are no excuses today. We got outplayed, and we got out-toughed. And you got to really tip your hat to West Virginia. Mike's he's doing a great job with them, as he does every year. And those kids just found a way to make plays. I thought they got every loose ball. Got some tough offensive boards. 17. But when you go 15 out of 30 at the free throw line, and it's hard to win. We had every opportunity there, and we just couldn't do it. I thought we got some really good looks the second half. Offensively, we were much better. 27 points in the third quarter. That's almost as much as we scored the first half, and really played well in that third period. And in the fourth period, we just can't. We're back to not scoring, and really it comes down to attacking, I think. So, but we got some really good looks, and we'll keep working on that. And again, this will help us. We'll grow from this. We'll get better. And at the same time, we got to toughen up because we got taken to the woodshed today.
Start with Robin and Ben.
Jordan, you've never lost a non-conference game here, I don't think. You haven't been going back to that locker room many times either with a home loss. What was that like? Walking off the floor with a loss at home, and what are you kind of feeling right now?
It's definitely not a good feeling. Right now, I just feel like that we got a lot of changes that we have to make. We got 8 days to prepare for the next team. We just, got to be tougher, play harder, and start to focus more and start to, just change. Some of us have to change within ourselves, so we change as a team.
Ricky, tonight was your best rebounding performance of the season, and I know Vic said that that's something you guys have talked about a lot. What were you seeing on the boards today, and how much of that have you been able to sort of refocus in the last week or so and getting on the boards a little bit more?
The coaches always get on me about rebounding, so going into this game, I know that Esmer and number 14 is two great rebounders, and I know that I have to hit first before they get the rebound. So that was my main focus, to do what Coach Schaefer says.
Steve.
Joe, your reputation here is as a tough player is pretty much what you're known for, is your toughness. When you hear your coach say that your team needs to toughen up a little bit, how do you feel about that?
I kind of take it to heart, being, the only senior here, being somebody who played in those big games and with the past teams. I feel like it's my job to get my teammates prepared. We're a young group, so I just got to lead them better to, not take plays off in practice, and so they're translating to the game.
Ricky, when Joe has played for the national championship, when she speaks in that locker room, what kind of credibility does she have with the rest of the team?
I think she has all the credibility. Joe is such an experienced player, and we all look up to her. She's, in my opinion, I look up to her. She's like the captain, and everything she say goes. I feel like she just knows what to do, and she's a great communicator and always helps us through. So she's a really good leader.
Jordan, when it comes to rebounding, just what are the post, guards, everybody, what do they have to do better in order to get that turned around in our favor?
Just going harder. It's all about playing harder. Like Coach said, just being tough, getting in the right position to, push back. Sometimes they're going over our back, but it's our job to be tougher, to, push them back and get the rebound regardless of what the other team does.
Vic, not a lot of shots from beyond the arc in the second half there. I mean, was it something they were doing defensively, or was it just kind of part of your offensive game plan?
Yeah, no, I mean, I thought that third quarter we were getting to the rim, we were getting fouled, which is what we wanted to do. We were so passive in the first half, Steve, it was terrible. How offensively we looked, really anemic, and it had to do with how unaggressive we were. Thought Maya did a really good job in the third quarter of creating and setting some things up for everybody, and she got to the free throw line, and so, we kind of spread them out a little bit, but, we wanted to attack. We shot 8 threes tonight, made 2 of them, and, if we're going to go 2 for 8, I don't care to shoot more than 8 myself. So, we've got to spend time in the gym. We got to prepare, and so those are all things that I think are in front of us. Again, this isn't terminal, y'all. This is a game. We got beat tonight by a better team that was tougher, that played harder than us. That's hard for me to swallow. I'm the head coach, and I have to wear that. I'll fix it.
Vic just got into some foul trouble pretty early in the second half. What do you think that Yamai was able to give you guys off the bench?
Yeah, Yamai did okay. No problem with her. She's been doing a little better in practice and being a little more active. So, she was 1 for 2, missed her 2 free throws, had a block, and gave us about 8 minutes. So she was fine.
Whatever was said at halftime obviously worked. You guys come out in the third and look like a different team, especially offensively. But then when that doesn't carry over into the fourth quarter, how frustrating was it to kind of see you guys revert back to some of the things you were doing in the first half?
Well, I thought now I could be wrong. I'll go back and look at it. I thought we got some pretty good looks. We missed some layups, breakaway layups, half-court layups. We did have some turnovers, but I thought we got some pretty good stuff and executed. We just didn't make shots. Now, some of those shots are tough shots. They're being contested heavily, and so we've got to find a better shot than that tough contested one. But I still thought we got good shots. Now we had a little stretch. I think we had 2 or 3 trips where we settled for jump shots. But other than that, I thought we stayed in attack mode. Look, we went 15 for 30 from the free throw line. What did we do in the first half? We were 2 for 5. So we went 13 for 25. I mean, that's where you lose the game. I mean, you play that team's a top 25 team. They got a pro on that team, big-time player. We did a pretty good job on her tonight, y'all. She went 5 for 15. I mean, I'm going to take that every time I play against her. But what you don't do is you don't let number 3 come off the bench and get 17. That's the kid that she was in our scout and we knew about her, but and then I thought the Niblack kid, man, you talk about an honorary cuss now. She's just physical and tough, and she's everything I love about a player. I mean, she's down there working, and just had 3 blocks, goes 6 for 12, and she's not 6'6", 6'5". She's probably, 6'2", 6'3", maybe. So I thought we executed. I thought we got some good stuff. I mean, there's a couple times I just got to turn around and go, well, I mean, we got to make that shot. I mean, at the end of the day, but we'll learn from it. I'm telling you, we'll get better. We'll learn from it.
Anything else? Or Tyler and then Ben?
I know you guys got that tough win at Marquette, but the Stanford game comes down to the final quarter. This game comes down to the final quarter. Do you feel like the team might be lacking that punch when the game comes down to the line? Like you said, need to make a shot, to get a win like this.
Yeah, so you're 1 and 2, in those games that are coming down. But I gotta believe, Tyler, these are the games that help you in February, January and February. And we've just had such a veteran team in the past that was prepared and had been through the wars. And now, you look out there and we're fairly inexperienced out there, but we're really talented. So I do think it's a toughness thing. I do account it for, and I told the team, I love these kids. I love coaching them, and I love seeing them every day, and I just enjoy this team. But I've got to wear it as the head coach in developing that toughness piece. And sometimes that means, being ornery, as a coach and demanding excellence. And I think I do that, but at the same time, I just think the accountability piece is where you develop that toughness. And we're working on that. We're working on it off the floor. We're working on it on the floor. And but I think you're right. I think it's, you don't get it though without going through this. So Rakia, I think, she's going to look at her stats and go, well, it's 5 for 13, 5 for 8 at the free throw line. She ain't going to care how many rebounds she got. Y'all are fired up. She got 9. I'm kind of excited about it myself. But at the end of the day, she's going to go back and go through all those shots she missed, and she's going to realize, you know what, I need to finish right there, because that's the kind of player she is. She'll figure that out. Joe's the same way. She had some looks. It comes down to, hey, I gotta finish that. And it's what you love about competitive players is they'll handle that piece. So I feel confident that all of our players will understand that, and they'll come back.
Vic, kind of in that vein, you guys only got, I don't think you guys had any bench points in the first half and got 10 in the second half, so a little more production there. How much more do you need from those folks? And I know Aaliyah only played a few minutes tonight. Was that kind of by design and just how it went?
Not really. Maya was playing well. Jemiah came off, didn't play as well as she's been playing, and Aaliyah's been playing well in practice, and so I've got to find more time for her, to be honest with you. She's an offensive threat, but she's got to work harder on keeping the ball in front of her, and so that's the trade-off. And so I've got to coach her better and to make her into a better defender. At the same time, offensively, there's days when you have a hard time dealing with her. She's really good, so we've got to get that one. We've got to get her ready, and we will. And I thought Maya's on-ball defense was really big. I thought she really bothered their point guard 30 and really made it hard for her to run the offense. She had 4 turnovers, played 30 minutes. Number 30 did, but I just thought Maya's on-ball defense, and that's really the difference. If Aaliyah could develop that on-ball defensive intensity like Maya has and be my good helper, there's a lot more time for that kid, because offensively she's hard to deal with.
Coach, I know Andy started for Chloe today, and I know Chloe may have been ill a little bit during the week, but Chloe did come in and hit a big 3 at one point of the game. Was she just a little weakened by that little episode she had, maybe?
Well, she's got, when we came back off the road, she missed 2. She was off 2 days. The whole team was off 2 days. And then also she was out 2 days of practice because she had an infected toe. And so she missed some practice. And I just felt like some other kids, deserved a shot, been working hard. And so we brought her off the bench. And that's really all there was to it. Chloe, I tell you, a big turning point. We had a wide open 3 over there on the wing. We missed it. They came down and made 1. So it was kind of a 6-point swing. But Chloe went 2 for 4 and made some shots out there and helped us a little bit. Obviously, offensively, I need her. We need her. The other, going back to even the Stanford game, we had our defensive team in the 4th quarter, but my offensive team was sitting down on the bench. And so that's the trade-off right now. Well, we ain't seen football. We don't get to put them in on defense, take them out for offense. They got my bad defensive players, I got to coach them better and get them better defensively, because that's some of my best offensive players. And so that's our job. That's my job as a coach. I'm accountable for that. And this one's a prime example. She has worked really hard on her defense, really hard. And she has become a heck of a much better defensive player today than she was 2 months ago. Well, that doesn't happen if you're taking plays off in practice, if you're over there on the side, I mean, you got to be an active participant, and she's been that. So, you know, we'll get better. I got to, you know, this is a good young group. I love them, and we'll be better. We're going to be okay. I know people around here think the sky's falling because we lost a non-conference game today, but, you know, it happens.